We're here at Barenbrug's Research Greenhouse right outside of Albany. And what we had done in December of 2012, we had taken some of our RTF material, both material that we use in production and some of our experimental material, and we combined them. We took them down to Southern California and we put them side by side with some of the other varieties out there, as I mentioned, that claim to have rhizomes. And we grew them for 2 years. We planted December of 2012, and then just this past January of 2015, we went down and harvested them. And as you can see here, we took out some sections. These plots were 25 square feet, 5 by 5s, and we cut the sod out of the middle of each rep. And as you can see, we took a real thick cut. If rhizomes were present, we wanted to make sure we got them. Tall fescues, these RTF rhizomes, tend to go fairly deep, and we wanted to make sure we got down and got them. So you can see we've got 5 of the RTF materials from Barenbrug, and then we have 4 of what we call our Me Too types. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them outside, we're going to wash them off, and then we'll come back in and lay them out, and we'll see what we've got. Okay, we are back here in the greenhouse now. We've got everything, all 9 of them washed off. And I've got Joyce Roth, who's one of our assistants out here with turf grass breeding. And what we're going to do is we're going to start taking these apart and seeing what we can find in terms of rhizomes. So as you can see, we've been just shredding away here. These are the 4 varieties that we had in that are promoted to be rhizome developers, or at least potential. And one of the things we really noticed, and you can see we really didn't have much problem taking these plants apart. This is the Blade Runner 2 over here. This is the Rambler. And you can see they just kind of pull readily apart, you know, not a whole lot of integrity. And we noticed that when we harvested them too, that, you know, their sod density was such. Blade Runner 2, you can see, boy, this just didn't have anything. You can see where we just had no problem separating it out. Spider 2, little more. There was a little more chance. And then I had done the Traverse, and you can see the Traverse. Man, it just pulls apart. You can see we've got some growth in here, but you separate it out. Come over here to the 9125, and this is one that's kind of been our mainstay. And I can't even pull this plant apart. I mean, without extreme effort. And as we've been going through it, you can just see the amount of development we've got on them. You can see the that is not a root, but those are rhizomes, and you can just see the heck, they're almost woody. And when you go through them, you can see the one off here. And what's interesting about this particular grouping is when we planted it, this was only 50% of the plant population. We had actually blended the varieties with 50% Barvado. So we've got 50% of this is a variety that we don't consider to be a grass that expresses rhizomes. But when you come in here and you just take a look at it, Joyce is working on this one over here, this 7676. And I mean, you can see, I mean, the integrity, and you could almost hear the thing break. When you pull apart, you can see the amount of rhizomes that we're getting up here and just the sheer strength. Well, we're wrapping up here. We're just doing our last RZ, this 9017. And I think if you scan across the table here of these RZs that Sam had that we went through, you can just see the amount of material that we pulled out of here that's clearly rhizome material. And again, cool thing about it is this was only 50% of the plant population. And this is what we tend to see a lot on this. I was playing around with this one particular plant, and you can actually see where the plants are connected right there by that rhizome. And so that's what we're seeing. Again, on both sides, you actually have the bigger plant, right, the rhizome there, and you've got some lateral growth coming off of it. So this is what you see. And then, of course, you can see the extreme woodiness of the rhizome as well as the root development off of it. So we're really impressed. It's been a fun deal for us to do, and we hope we showed you that, hey, Barenbrug's got rhizomes, that the RTF is the real deal, and more importantly, you can see that we're really making advances in not only rhizome development, but we're going for turf quality, seed yields, etc. So it's an ongoing program.